All right, if the president's crazy, he will counter today in a speech in Tennessee that, if I'm crazy, then try to figure out the fact that a lot of people are getting crazy rich under my presidency. Better than 1 million Americans now will be collecting at least $1,000 bonuses from a host of companies that are sharing the wealth with everyone. To economist Lenore Hawkins, Washington Examiner, White House correspondent Sarah Westwood. No doubt his pitch will be, well, if that's crazy, then sign me up. What do you make of it?
Well, absolutely. I think that President Trump is going to point to his record of accomplishments to try to combat this narrative from the Fire and Fury book that he's somehow unfit for the presidency mentally. That's something that the White House has begun to push back on. They've called it disgraceful. They've called it laughable. And President Trump has tweeted that he's a very stable genius, but he hasn't really addressed it directly. And so the speech today in Tennessee, even though it's ostensibly about farm-related policies, could touch on the fact that he does have a strong record to point to that disproves this theory, and particularly when it comes to the economic growth that has unfolded on his watch.
The one concern I have about the stable genius thing, that is exactly, Lenore, what Dr. Evil said. I don't want to say it could end up like a bad sequel, but it could. But what do you make of this and the back and forth over whether he's mentally up to the job, et cetera?
Well, I think actually addressing it just gives it more fuel than it deserves.
Fully agree.
This is when he really needs to be presidential. And really, when it comes down to it, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, what you really want is you want to feel reasonably safe in your day-to-day life. You want to not be overly concerned with paying your bills and putting food on the table. And if you got both of that, then you want to think that there's a reasonable chance for you to improve your circumstances. Now, we haven't had that in a long time. And with President Trump, it looks like most people think, at least they think, that has improved.
The fact of the matter is, Sarah, if I were the president, if he is going to comment on this or leave it to his minions to say, well, if I'm nuts, then it must be nuts to see the market increasing better than $7 trillion in wealth. It must be nuts to see our growth, which is averaging under 2%, now averaging over 3%. It must be nuts, and on, to just say, all right, well, if this is nuts, sign me up for more of it. But he's not doing that, and instead he's talking about himself personally when he could be stepping back and saying what it means to Americans personally, and that isn't nuts. They are benefiting early on. So why didn't he do that?
Well, there have been a lot of missed opportunities like that for this White House, where President Trump has had the chance to plug his own accomplishments and instead has focused on personal insults. He doesn't seem to be able to resist hitting back when someone comes after him personally, and sometimes that exacerbates an already bad situation. That's sort of what we've had here with this book. There are a lot of problems with the author's credibility. There have been numerous inaccuracies found in the book, and if the White House has simply ignored it, it could go down as simply a long-form gossip column. But they're giving the book more airtime, more credibility by choosing to wage war with the author over a period of several days.
Yeah, again, another case of punching down. I agree with that, Sarah, even though the president is likely to tweet that your comments were very sad. So, Lenore, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, where does this go from here? Usually these type of tell-all books, whether they occur in or after an administration, are short-lived. The sensation around them are short-lived. But I do get a sense from a lot of people that they want to keep seizing on this narrative that he isn't up to the task, to always see him through the prism of a nutcase.
Well, this is the president's Achilles heel. And we have to think about his career prior to this was much more focused on just getting attention, right? The more attention he got, whether good or bad, was good for his long-term goals. But as a president, he needs to be presidential. And he's not the first president who've had people say he's crazy. He's not the first president who's been attacked on all kinds of personal basis, right? But to be presidential, you have to rise above it, ignore it. And the less attention he gives it, the quicker it's going to go away. But I think we all know, when he gets on that Twitter handle, he just can't resist it.
Yeah. All right, ladies, thank you. We'll see how this all fares out right now. The book's selling like crazy, so it's not affecting book sales. Michael Wolff, of course, very, very happy that the president has made such a big deal out of it because it's made him an instant bestseller, like overnight.